Hey there people, in this video I just want to give a quick update on the Panasonic G85 that I got a couple of weeks ago. So if you're not one of the 73 or so people who watched the video that led up to this, I was trying to decide for a while about a B camera to go with my GH5. And I didn't want to spend as much money and buy just another one of those, even though I'd love to do that, but I really needed to spend less money than that. So I was looking at the G85, the GH4, and the G7, and long story short, I chose the G85, and right out of the gate, I was really impressed with it, and I had a video shoot like right after, like the day after I got it. So I was concerned about how I was going to make it work and how familiar I would be with the camera. And when I'm doing this, I'm sort of a one-man operation, and I'm trying to run two cameras. So I've got one locked down and one that I carry around with me, and I want to be able to cut between those two in post and have it look right. So I was kind of concerned about some things about like leaving the camera on for a long time because I was recording music performance, and the sets are generally about an hour long a piece. So I needed the camera to be able to run a long time without me constantly having to come attend it. So right out of the gate, some of those things that were concerning me have been put to rest. The little batteries last way longer than I expected. I was able to turn a few things off on the camera, like I did not need the stabilizer on since the camera is sitting on a tripod. And I put the refresh rate for the monitor down at 30 frames per second instead of 60, and a couple other things probably, but those are the two main things I think I did that might have saved battery life. But I had no problems with the batteries. They lasted plenty long with it just staying turned on for an hour at the time, and never had it cause a problem. I was able to change out the batteries in between the sets, and I only used two batteries and didn't even use both of them up when I did this whole 3-hour music performance. So the camera matches really well with the GH5 right out of the gate. I think I'll get better at matching it after I've had it a while and I learn the camera a little bit better. The GH5, I'm just real familiar with it because I've been using it so much for 9 or 10 months now. And the G85, while it's very similar, there are a few little things about it and about the image that's a little different to me, but it's very close. Really easy to stitch it together right out of the gate. Another thing that's really cool is that it works really great with the Panasonic image app, just like I'm doing right now. I'm using it I'm monitoring on an iPad, and that really makes it good when the camera's not so close to you, because I can't really see the little tiny flip out screen from this far away. I'm using the 42.5 f1.7, so the camera's a good ways away from me right now. So anyway, those are some things that I really have been impressed with. It's just like a little mini GH5. A lot of people say that, and it's true. Now, there are a few things that the GH5 still is better about. Like if I need autofocus, the new GH5 firmware has really been impressive to me. They've really made it usable. So if I need that, I pretty much have to use the GH5 because the autofocus on the G85 in video just is not that good, the continuous autofocus. The 4K image is cropped a little bit on the G85, so if I need that little bit more wide angle, then I've got to use the GH5. And the GH5 has more options as far as bit rate and so forth. So if I need to be able to mess with the color more in post, then I would definitely need to use the GH5 for that. Other than that, it's really, the G85 is just it punches way above its class, and maybe physically, the only thing I don't like is that the mic jack is kind of in the way of the flip out screen. It's kind of blocking it when you have the cable plugged in. So I think a lot of people are maybe a little bit annoyed by that, but it's not the end of the world. You can definitely work around it. But all in all, I think the G85 is just a home run, and I've been loving using it for stills. I've been working on a new series of guitar instructional books, and I've been shooting my own photos for the book. So for photos like that, where 16 megapixels is still way more than you need, I've just loved grabbing the G85 for that because it's super handy. I love having it set up and ready to go for stills, and having the GH5 just leaving it for video when possible. So anyway, that's just my experience with it so far. I don't really plan to do any kind of a full review of this camera or anything like that. There's plenty of really good ones out there on YouTube, so just, you can search that if you need to see something more in depth. But I did want to say that, in 2018, I still think that the G85 is a great camera, even on its own, and it's a fantastic companion for the GH5 as a B camera or a backup. So if you like this video, click like, subscribe, and I hope to see you again on here soon.